Hi, my name's Denise. I'm an artist in Queensland, Australia. This video is showing the reworking and reworking again. I've lost count of how many times this painting caused me kind of trouble the first time I did it, and then again, and I actually just captured a whole lot of the changes on video this time and thought, well, I'll just put them together and share them with you. And I'll talk along the way things that I'm doing, things that I've learned, um, and how it came out at the other end a whole new transformed painting. Um, so, yeah, there's sort of like a whole lot of different painting exercises and bad paintings all underneath each other. They all ended up on top of each other, underneath each other, whichever way you look at it. Um, to then just, it's about arriving at a place that you're satisfied. There might be moments along the way that you think, hang on, I would have kind of liked it like that. I wish you didn't take that away. But it all depends on where you are in your mind, in the scheme of things, as to maybe what's your taste for that day. It was interesting when I met a lovely artist in Sydney. We were talking about, working, some people work on many paintings at once. And this artist was saying how she sort of does one at a time and brings them all the way through, because when you come back another day, the energy's completely shifted and it will be a new painting. So it's kind of heartening sometimes for me to hear that, because I'm told it's far more efficient to do many at once, which might work for some kinds of paintings. Like I've sort of been doing a number of paintings recently in a pair. So, a very similar look and feel and color palette, and then doing them, two of them, which can be quite nice because then they kind of inform each other, talk to each other, and sometimes they can hang together as a diptych. Um, and it's abstract paintings probably lend themselves to doing a whole bunch at once. I'm not sure. It really depends. It's are we about efficiency or experiencing the process, and our art practice means a lot more to us than being efficient. Um, that's an ongoing self-inquiry, I'm sure, for me and maybe many of you as well. So I am in the middle of editing this one, putting it together, and I've dressed up to go out to lunch with a friend. And I thought, well, why don't I make a little bit of video right now whilst the person across the road has stopped mowing their lawn, and I can say hi. Excuse me, I just had a big cough. I can say hi and um, give myself the feeling before I go out that I have started this editing. I have started, and I'm halfway through making this video because it's been hard to get back into work at the moment. I had these two paintings that I wanted to bring new life to, and I wasn't sure to what degree that would need, but I went ahead and started.
I painted these two paintings quite a long time ago, and they didn't sell. So that's what's having me revisit them. And I've got the idea for this one to just quieten it down. I decided the vermilion, sort of deep orangey red colour was just too loud on the walls. So I thought, all right, I'll quieten it all down. And I actually thought that I would send these with my current bunch to Sydney. So I got busy with this one, and that went really quite smoothly. I just bought a neutral grey in the wall, and making those sort of stripes on furniture can look just so fresh. I guess it's a little bit Hamptons-ish. I changed the stripes on the vase and took the green away from the table. So it was really interesting how it had its whole life having colour, and then it changed. Oh, and then I began again on this one. I think there's another video earlier in the piece on my YouTube channel of a time when I reworked this whole painting back then. It went through a big struggle back then. Maybe it's something about the design, the round table. I don't really know exactly what it is, but it just caused me so much cause for thought. Oh, and then I've gone back to that one. I used the iPad to help, and I thought I'll put a little cat sitting with the lady. There's just so apparent to me in recent times how much of a companion our little animals are, and so yeah, it occurred to me that giving that painting a little cat brought a sort of another depth to it, and a sort of a loving companion. It infuses a whole different feeling to it, which I really enjoyed. So there's quite a long expedition of changes that this painting goes through. I might put some music on for some of it, and you can fast forward it or however you like, because it just went on and on and on and changed again and again and again. How I started with that green plate, because I saw this in a magazine and I thought, oh gosh, I love that green plate, that's adorable. So that's where the idea for the green plate came. And in a little while I changed the cups and made them green, and sort of the reason for that came, one, that they would go with the green plate, but also they reminded me when I went to the art gallery in Sydney and I met with two art friends that I met through a workshop with Amy McNee, and I had a green teacup given to me at the cafe, and I just loved it. It was really gorgeous. So that's sometimes what happens. You have an idea or an image or an object in your mind, in your memory, and then you endeavour to bring it into the painting, and sometimes that can work beautifully, but in this case I don't think it did. So you'll see along the way that the green cups disappear as well. So it's really been an interesting to document this and just see all of the ways that I tried this, tried that, try this, try that. So hopefully you'll get something from it. Let me know in the comments if this video helps you in any way. I'd be curious. I'm about to let go of the gingham because I've changed the design quite a bit, and so these two cups are behind these ones and it's just not working anymore. And so what I've done is I've made a mixture with this neutral grey, which you can see is being informed by that one next to it. Let's see if I show you. And so this is often what happens, especially when I'm making the art to go to a new place together. So this one is informing this one. Like this one, I calmed it all down yesterday, even though it's still vibrant. It was a lot louder. Now this one, it's what I'm feeling is that the tablecloth is too loud, and now I've given new characters, and I'm wondering if any other new ones might come, maybe some spoons and various pieces, but I'm not able to get a sense of that because this is very loud. The contrast of it, it's very loud. And so I have made a mixture, and I'm just going to add a drop of the blue. So it's sort of got the blue, the yellow, the green, the sort of lilac-y colour, and that neutral, and I'm going to mix them all in and see about how that looks for the tablecloth. But the point I'm making is that adding a little bit of everything that's already going on helps then to harmonise the colour. So we'll see how that works. this painting might be one of those crazy duds. It's just not working. I don't love it. I don't know what to do. I was just about to paint the whole tablecloth with the kind of salmony pink to have it be an undercoat, because it's lacking life. And this painting has had so many different iterations. It might be one that needs to just be thrown away, but instead of throwing away, I can just keep painting over it and see what happens. The light's not great. It's looking more yellow than it is in real life. And I think it's actually kind of quite awful. So, you know, it just needs a whole new makeover again. I'm a bit over it. So that's interesting. You know, my favorite parts, if I was to say, are just this. It's about the only thing I love. That piece there. Sort of that, but not great. But yeah, these are the only two bits I really love. These are looking too dark and lifeless. This looks probably a little small in comparison to them. That's not exciting, but it's okay to have some pieces that aren't exciting. But as a whole, this thing is not singing. Yeah, it's one of those ones that, you know, if it was in the sketchbook, I would just turn the page and go, well, that didn't work. So it's interesting when it's on a board, you feel the need to persist. So I think nearly all of it might have to go. Oh, well, you know, letting it be that, oh, well, this was a bit of a problem one, and it's still not it's not bringing me joy the way it is. So I think I will sacrifice most of it. But that'll be an interesting challenge, I suppose. I'm just going to go at it with gesso, and I'm just going to keep that one thing that I really love and see, you know, what might eventuate. I might not be able to build the painting around that, but I'll just see. So I've sketched out this one and trying a little greyhound this time. My daughter came up with that idea, Alex, thank you. I still need a design for this one. And this one, oh gosh, this one is being reimagined. I kept the citrus tarts because they're actually collaged on there, so they're sort of 3D feeling, so I thought I'll leave them. And I did love these cupcakes, but I'm thinking of losing the wire thing and making it into one of these little cake stands instead, but keeping the little cupcakes, which is a bit of a laugh, so why would I bother? But anyway, kept that, and so now they dictate what else is going to fit. And so I've looked on Pinterest and looked up some tables of morning tea type things, and so now I want to draw a design on here I have a design ready here. If I can get a design onto there, then I can go about colouring in, which is my favourite bit. Using chalk is really helpful to try out things, and then it's also really enjoyable when it comes time to wipe all the chalk away, and it feels all sort of clear and fresh with your line work, and then you can kind of go on from there. Turns out I can make changes to these little citrus tarts. I've turned them into blueberry tarts, and I'm going to put some raspberries on these, so that'll give a pop of different colour. So I'm not restricted to just yellow and little blueberries. And that sort of happened by looking up Pinterest, getting inspired by tea party tables, and also I have the blueberries on this one. So that's why it's great having the paintings all together and they start to talk to each other and give each other ideas. I bought this purpley kind of mauvey colour as a bit of a background, you know, a neutral. And I keep trying to use it and it keeps kind of disappointing me in the end. But sometimes colours like that are all right as a layer and little bits of it can peek through, but it just not working as a hero type piece. And so this ends up changing as well. This one. This is the other one that I completely have been reworking, and it's not quite finished. I want to do the its flowers to brighten up that piece there. I want to do the flowers in the jar or the vase. And as I looked at it, I wondered, you know, because I have a lot of strong color down here with those blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. So I'm debating whether to do another plate here with maybe a little tart on it, or I could put little pieces of strawberry in the champagne glasses, which will bring that strong colour through. So that's what I'm thinking of with that. But that's this sort of mauvey colour. It'd be interesting to add a bit of that with the yellow and see what colour I get. Yeah. I added a little bit of that caramelly colour to the little pot of pale blue that I had, just to give it a tiny bit of warmth. because it was feeling a little bit cold. You'll also notice a new little furry friend with big ears, as chihuahuas often have. Yeah, you will notice new dogs arriving and probably some kittens and cats over the next little while. Well, at least for this collection, it meant a lot to me to have this sort of these warm little friends as part of the tablescapes, because they add an extra bit that I really notice when it's missing. And, you know, no surprise really, because I have had the company of a little fur friend for 14 and a half years, and she's a little beloved like no other. So that's why I have chosen to put them little cats and dogs in all of these smaller paintings of late. You know, honouring the place they have in our hearts and homes, and choosing to put different animals in other than just my little aura, because I'm finding it harder and harder to part with paintings of her.
I've got really sad news for this video. Um, our little dog Aura, we had to say goodbye to her last week. I'm having such trouble coming back online to do my videos and things, and looking back through my camera to bring video footage and finding, you know, pictures of her everywhere. So bear with me. I I did a big, oh look, I can hardly string cohesive thoughts together today. But for those of you who've been following along, I'll gather a bunch of my photos of Aura, and I really want to make a tribute video for her. This painting here with her little face was due to go to Sydney Art Fair, and it's the last one I painted of her while she was still with me. So I have quickly painted a replacement with a different little chihuahua in it, so that I get to keep this one. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure when I will be able to paint little auras to sell again. I'm not sure, because every time I paint her, I feel like I need to keep her close, but it's a really nice way to keep her close. Um, Absolutely heartbroken. I'm not sure how I'm going with making videos just at the moment.
I was so brokenhearted coming in the door, and Aura was no longer having her bed there, which was one of her favourite spots, that I decided straight away I need to put a little picture on the wall right by the door that I can look at and remember her. It's really helpful for me to just keep drawing and painting her and keeping her close to my heart that way. So there might be a bit more of that as I go along.